I'm Perry Mobley. I'm the range and pasture specialist with Greenpoint Ag in Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, the Florida Panhandle, a little bit of southeast Louisiana, and southern Tennessee. We're out here in a field of oats on the Wiregrass Research and Extension Center in Headland, Alabama, where we grew these oats. Chris Parker and the team here grew them for this specific purpose for baleage. We're trying to show local producers that 10 to 20 acres of a winter annual or a summer annual for forage production put up in high moisture content like baleage can really enhance your feed situation on your cattle operation and improve your forage quality. We are dealing with some of the challenges out here today that are typically dealt with in new haylage operations or baleage operations. This particular field of oats was cut with a John Deere mower conditioner, and hindsight's always 100%. We would have probably been better off to cut it with a disc mower and then ted it and get a more uniform drying on it. We're trying to shoot for somewhere around 45 to 55, 60% moisture. And what we have is a tremendous amount of forage out here. These oats yielded great. They were fertilized exactly like they needed to be, had good conditions. But as you can see on the top where they've been, and they were cut down on Monday, today is Wednesday, and on the top we're probably a little past where we need to be in terms of moisture. We're probably a little dry, and you get down on the bottom here and we don't really have even any wilt yet. And so what we're trying to do now is take a wheel rake. We blocked one side of it so that we can just drag with the other side and turn this over and expose it to the sunlight and wind so that we can get it dried correctly, because the rain's coming tomorrow and we don't have time to wait on it. We'll get it all put up this afternoon. But this is tremendous forage. As you can see, these oats are in the milk stage basically. They're somewhere on the low end to just prior to milk, and on the high end between milk and dough. Some of these I'm grabbing now are getting close to dough. We want to be right around milk stage usually on oats for two reasons. One, to maintain forage, as much forage quality as possible, but two, also maintain as much yield as possible. As we get into the dough stage on oats, we start losing yield and even some forage quality. But in this part of the world, this would be the #1 baleage crop that I see in southeast Alabama, southwest Georgia, and the Florida Panhandle. And baleage is I like to call it a poor man's silage, because the machine to wrap it, put it in a tube, is tremendously less expensive than a silage chopper. And we don't have to have all that other equipment either. We don't even necessarily have to have a baler that's designed for high moisture hay, while that is much better. And we do deal with some problems just like he's dealing with over there now with some of this high moisture hay. But we can do a lot of things here without spending too much money, and there are quite a few people now that do this process in a custom way, so that a person can just plant it and have it harvested and put up just like you would hire somebody to chop silage. This feed right here will be probably good enough to not only maintain cows through the winter, especially dry cows, but it would be good enough, I anticipate, to actually add some flesh to some dry cows. Now, it may take some supplement. We'll pull samples on it to see. If you didn't have any winter grazing planted and you needed to feed lactating cows through the winter, you may take a little bit of protein supplement or something like that, maybe a little bit more energy. We'll just have to see.